Hi, it's Phil Bedford here, the Rebel Networker, and I'm here today with Kelly Lundberg. She's an expert in personal branding and dress. And in fact, we were just having a chuckle because I wasn't sure whether to do up my shirt or my tie or what I was supposed to be doing, so I'm nervous.
Oh, you shouldn't be.
But anyway, Kelly's been referred to us by one of my clients, Sarah Carter from Altair. And Sarah's launched a business in Dubai helping high-level executives to get a start in Dubai, taking away the stress, making their transition easier. And in a conversation, she mentioned what Kelly was doing, and it really struck a chord with me. The Referral Institute, we always talk about how important your personal brand is, particularly when you're representing a service. So I thought, who better than to come to the expert to learn about how dress impacts your brand? Kelly.
Perfect. Well, I think one of the first things is we were growing up, we were always taught to never judge a book by its cover. And this was always something that I think was always instilled in me, and just as you grow up. But when it comes to business, the bottom line is you do judge a book by its cover. And that then means your first impressions are key. And unless you're Scottish, you can talk as fast as me in 3 minutes. The only thing that really can make a difference is what you wear. So that's why it is so important when you make the right first impression, what you're wearing, from the type of watch that you maybe have, to the shirt, to the level of quality, all these different things are all taken into account. And you may think just because it's not important for you, that other people don't notice, but they do. And it's just the little things, that people do actually take note, and the first impression that they will make of you, or their ongoing attitude of what they may think of you. So it's really, really important.
Brilliant. And my wife's always sending me down to get my nails done, and I kind of think she's mad, but she's always saying people notice these things.
Well, it's just like the little attention to detail, and especially sort of in this climate here, things that people don't notice might be, but a male perspective, it's shirts or ties, it's little thing like, oh, it's a little bit dirty, and well, we do kind of notice. Women especially will notice on the male perspective, and the quality of the shirt, if it's white, make sure it's crisp and white. And the thing is, here in this environment, they don't stay white forever. So it's just little things to take note. And it's been able to also translate that into your personal wardrobe and also your crossover. And that's where I find a lot of people challenge. And when I say smart casual, that's when people tend to get it wrong. And it's like they can either do really formal tuxedo or boga or whatever it is for a black tie, and then you've got workwear they can deal with. And then there's this kind of in the middle where you've been invited to something that's smart casual, or going from the office to an event in the evening and translating it. And people do find it challenging to do that smart casual and the crossover, because again, people do notice. So it's always that dressing for the occasion. If in doubt, always be more overdressed than underdressed. As in, don't go in your jeans. It's always far better to stand out because you're better dressed than to stand out because you're the one that's not as well dressed, shall we say. And that's where I find people struggle, because and even in your personal life, people notice and take note as to what you should be wearing and what you can, and how it represents you as a person.
So why is it so important that in my free time, when I'm not working, this is what people are going to be saying, I want to be me? That's what they may be saying. Now, is there a problem with them suddenly becoming me, and it's so different to how they are at work?
I think it really depends on what line of work you are and what level you are. So if you're running your own business, then that's the choice you made when you had your own business, that you're actually always representing you. So that could be slightly different if you're a personal trainer, and you're maybe on a little bit more casual, then that represents your environment that you work in. Whereas if I was to go shopping in tracksuit, and I bumped into someone, it just doesn't work, and they say you've got to, it's so important when you're running your own business, because you are your own brand. That's when it is so important.
I have to give you a testimonial here. The other day I introduced Sarah to a potentially very large contact, and literally the day later she was walking through a shopping mall and she bumped into him.
No way!
So you didn't know this?
No, I didn't.
So she'd been there the day before, all suited and booted, really, this is me, this is what I can do. The next day she's in a shopping mall wearing her new clothes.
Yay!
And she said to me, oh my gosh, thank you, Kelly, because if I'd been wearing what I used to wear, I would have died of embarrassment and I don't know what you've been thinking. Exactly.
Yeah. And that's when, again, when you're not representing yourself, so you'll hide, or I hope they didn't see me, and then it just gets a bit awkward, and it's like, it's always, and the other thing is when you dress well, or when you feel put together, you feel different. And it's that sort of cycle of success. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you act more confidently. When you act more confidently, good things happen. Good things happen. So it's just this sort of continual cycle. So it is so important. And when I'm working with clients, I always say it's much better to work with 5 or 6 key items that you feel great in than to have a wardrobe full of 25 or 30 or 40 things that you wear that perhaps don't represent you. On the days that you wear something that feel great, you do a much better job. So
before we leave this, because I want to keep it at a certain time, what would your number one tip be for somebody who was saying, am I doing the right thing? Is there a number one tip?
I'd say it's all in the attention to detail. And that's where people can lose it. Some of the things that we've talked about is in the attention to detail in terms of, your shoes or, bags maybe and then also not just your clothes, it's also that little bit of the follow-up as to how you are as a person, that represents you as a brand. Do you send a thank you note when, someone refers you, or do you, always follow up with it was lovely to meet you, or that all represents you as a brand. So yes, the clothing is sort of 99%, but the icing on the cake is the little bits that you do to follow up after.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so if anyone gets to know you, Kelly, what we'll do is we'll leave some links underneath the video. Yeah. And I suppose, is there a way there they can get hold of your book, Success in the City, if they want to get
Amazon.
it? It's on Amazon.
Yay!
It's all part of the brand.
No, it's a signed copy.
Okay, so thank you very much, and some great tips there from Kelly. Kelly, thank you so much, and great to spend time with you at last.
Thank you.
Take it easy. Thank you. Bye-bye.